السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. You can tell them to stop kindly. So we have been studying the famous, very well-known Ayat al-Kursi, the throne verse, and we studied up to وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ. Rough translation is, and they cannot comprehend anything out of his knowledge except what he wills. So apart from what he wills, we cannot comprehend. What does it mean? We may understand that we are in this world. Of course, we cannot comprehend the Creator's infinite knowledge. It is impossible because it is infinite and we cannot really understand it. That is one meaning, maybe the first meaning. But of course, we have to go into detail. So what does it mean? Unless he accept what he wills, we cannot comprehend anything of his knowledge. What do you understand from it? We cannot understand, we cannot really comprehend, except he wills. How do we really imagine God's knowledge and how we can really comprehend his knowledge in this world? Any idea? Somebody is hiding himself there. You can just move this way. So how do we understand it? MashaAllah. Any idea? What do we understand? How can we really understand what your knowledge is? Or comprehend, not understand, comprehend what your knowledge is.
So basically what I'm understanding is that whatever it is that we have access to, our comprehension is only there because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has willed it.
Because of?
Because God has willed it.
Yeah, the Creator, the God, yes, will that. What does it mean? What does it mean? God willed, for example, can you give us an example? Good, of course, but...
Like, allowed us to understand it.
For example, have you ever experienced that God allowed you to know, to comprehend some of his knowledge in your life? For example, can you give us
The only example I can think of, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's an accurate example, is how our mental capacity is developed, right? And what technology we have access to, right?
For example?
So like, for example, the way that we understand what organisms are, the cells are, the mitochondria,
But the simple
but that's-
things,
Yeah,
yeah, the simple things, how the tree grows, for example, how the cells are, yeah. Simple ways. So we understand that we are not trying to read God's mind, but we are in this world. We have been given the opportunity to study His work and His knowledge. As far as we are concerned, we can see, for example, if somebody says, I don't know, a good an engineer, for example. So I said, okay, do something and demonstrate it, and I will see your knowledge of engineering in your work. That is what we have to understand, what really we can comprehend God's knowledge. So He will do something, but what we see in this world, of course, He does everything with His knowledge, or you or somebody else. But He does everything with His knowledge, His capacity of knowledge. But we have to, at the same time, realize that it is limited with my capacity of understanding engineering from one end. So if I don't understand anything about the quality of engineering, I wouldn't really understand much what he does. He performs and presents to me. But at the same time, there is another side. Practically what is happening in the universe, so especially nowadays the people keep studying the universe, there is something interesting happening there. So we will talk about it, but our friend wants to say something.
I was going to say a simple example of this might be my ability to comprehend what I see is because I've been given permission to see. I have the ability to see.
Mm-hmm.
And outside in the universe, there are things that they respond to my sight. And so hence the Creator is giving me the ability to understand something with His permission.
So with His permission, because you said that the permission within your
Capacity to see.
Yeah. That is what I was expecting. A friend also from UC there, from Zoom says capability of interacting with his ayat, it says. But of course, I am sure this friend meant by interacting with his ayat, so ayat in creation and also ayat in his speech. Why not? That is also included. Because we can only understand according to our capacity. That is one side of it. Good, correct. I totally agree with this idea, but there is another side as well. What is going on in, especially nowadays, everybody is discovering something. Discovering something. Look, the more we study,
the more we see.
we learn about God's knowledge revealed in His action better. It goes also the same way. The more we study His speech, really His speech, the more you study, you get more of it. But this is happening not accidental. I understand from this illa bima sha, except what He wills. I understand that this, if you like, this uncovering of His knowledge is under His control. Because people go there and study what is going on in the creation, and we notice that they are gradually unfolding, discovering the knowledge of God manifested in the creation. That is why slowly, the more human beings work, God says, okay, you deserve it as I promised, because in the creation there is an order. As I promised, you work, I will let you know. You work, I will let you know. If you don't work, you don't. I mean, you don't get it. This is his plan. That's what I understood from it. Accept what he wills. Illa bima sha. So we have to understand that if I want to learn the truth in the creation of the universe, I have to work on it, pay attention to it, try to learn something from it. It goes at the same time to the speech of the Creator that if I want to understand the Quran, just reading once, okay, you get just that much. That is God's will. That is what God wills. The more you study, the more you will get. Does it make sense? So after prayer, shall we continue? Let me see what this brother said. To reach to the source through his ayat. Of course, Zeba meant ayat, she says, our friend there. By ayat, both ways. The speech and his work. Because you can use any means as a sign to your knowledge by speaking or by, you say it, either by speaking you reveal your knowledge or by
his miracles.
By
demonstrating. So it is very human to understand that we have been given this capacity. So do you think the creator of me, who's created with this capacity, doesn't have it? So he can also, for example, you can tell me saying that this man doesn't understand much, so I will give you this much. I will tell this much. Okay. Another point, as far as this وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ is concerned, so they cannot comprehend anything out of his knowledge except what he wills. We also understand, but the first section before prayer we discussed this, that we can only discover what is as much as we can work, but this is what also God's plan, that we will work and he will reveal his knowledge. So what we are learning, another point that we didn't discuss before the prayer, what we are learning here, when we learn something from the creation of God, God's creation, in fact we are learning because of his knowledge. No, what does it mean? We are learning nothing but his knowledge. We are not inventing. We are not really what the matter is revealing to us. Matter doesn't have knowledge, cannot have knowledge. So what we say, for example, what I am doing now, giving an example, I am trying to understand how this machine works. When I find out something how it works, it means I am not really creating anything, or what really the pieces of the machine is teaching me, but in fact, through the way the pieces of machine is given existence, of course the engineer cannot give existence, but the universe, it is given existence, and also the way it is arranged is also arranged according to engineer's knowledge. So engineer's knowledge. So when I discover something, if I do this, it will happen. It means, in fact, nothing is new. The knowledge was already there. We are just discovering it. But if the engineer didn't want to reveal some of his knowledge, he wouldn't put it in the machine. So he will say, okay, I will do it for another model of or a series of the machines or in another way. But in the creation, what is interesting that we have to understand, we need to understand, every single being is given existence in such a precise way that you can only understand that that single being can be given existence and put its place in the whole order of the universe must be the one who knows the whole order of the universe so that he will put it right there. That is how the creation exists. So people say, how do you know that there is no creator in the universe? I don't have to check everything. One single creature, study one cell, you will understand that this cell is given existence within the, let's say, member of the human body. That's an example. For example, lung. Within the lung in such a position that I can only understand this is put there by the one who organized the lung. So when I look at the lung, I say, this must be put there in its place with connection with the other organs of the same body by the one who knows the whole body. So we can understand that each being in the universe demonstrates, shows the knowledge of the one who creates the whole universe. That is why when I discover something from the way that the cell is created, it is located, it is renewed, because the cell cannot renew itself. Can you renew yourself? So, for example, if you are not given existence, can you exist another second? You understand this. The creation is in this way. So the creation is taking in this way. It is wonderful to understand that the philosophers discuss, this claiming that we can understand there is nothing in the universe or in the creation. I'm thinking of the term they use. For what reason didn't come to mind. Something like, sorry,
Who's they?
the philosophers. But they say, the word comes and goes. Okay, didn't come. It means, in order to claim that something is happening here, because of the way it is happening, you cannot say that there is nothing in the universe that can make it. Only God makes it. That is a very simple way of thinking. No, because if you say no, there is the thing is, for example, let's say a piece of this electrical system, all right, in this room. Every piece there, every connection there is made in such a way that you can only say the one who designed or planned this electrical system meant to be here, that this connection must be here. Yeah, the universe is created in such a way that if I say, the engineer of this building put this connection, and there is no one else. How do you know? Have you investigated the whole universe that you are saying that no one can do it but engineer does it? The one engineer does it. So there may be another engineer, there may be another way, but of explaining it, no, I don't have to. When I studied the way one connection is made, demonstrates that this is designed by the one who made the whole system. So I don't have to investigate everything in the universe. That is what the Quran keeps saying, that كل شيء وإن من شيء إلا يسبح بحمده. Every single being in its own existence, the way it is given existence, declares that the creator of the universe made it to me here. Only the one who created the universe can make me, can put me here. That is the secret of the creation, actually, so that we don't have to investigate if there is a creator somewhere else behind the galaxies, the other galaxy. I don't have to do that. One thing is, this is how, when I discover something in the way that the things are created, if I understand that it goes along with the whole order of the universe, I can conclude this is what the Creator's knowledge includes in it.
Say the last sentence.
No, sorry.
So the last sentence. Say the last sentence.
Now, okay, last sentence. When I discover something, of course, I discover the knowledge there. So when I discovered the manifestation of knowledge there, I will say this small knowledge I learned must be the piece of, a part of the knowledge of the whole Creator. So from there, I will understand that this is what he meant to let me understand from his knowledge. That is why he says, accept what he wills. But it is arranged, the universe is arranged in such a way that, and when the people discover something from the universe, they are not inventing anything, they are not really formulating anything, they are just formulating what they have found within the universe. Yep. What? So that is the knowledge of the creator of the universe manifesting itself there and letting the human beings discover it, because he arranged us in such a way that we can discover step by step, according to how much we work. We work, he creates. We work, he creates. Yes.
So, if I understand correctly, you don't have to study the entire system. Just the fact that there is one piece of the system that we understand is part of a system is enough to prove that there is a creator of the system.
Yeah. All the knowledge, information we learn is from the creator of the universe. So with his permission, we are learning it. If he didn't reveal some of his knowledge, we won't. We won't. This goes for studying the universe and learning something, and studying his speech and learning something equally. So the more we study, the more he reveals. That is his knowledge. That's why you cannot comprehend anything out of his knowledge except what he wills. It doesn't mean that I will stop here and he will say, okay, Ali, give you this much of my knowledge. No. No, we have to work for it, and he will reveal. That is his order. If you like, that is his plan. As you study more, you develop your human potentialities better. That is his plan. It is his intention. It is not accidental. It is intentionally arranged by the one who created the universe and put me in it with my capacity, so that I can communicate with the universe. Through communicating through the universe, I am becoming aware of my creator, who my creator is. This is perfect. I'm very satisfied with this understanding there. Right? Okay. Now another very interesting verse, inshallah. We will study this. His throne extends over the heavens and the earth. It means وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. Now, that is the piece of the throne verse, Ayatul Kursi. That is what Kursi is here. This is the heart of the Ayatul Kursi. So I think we have to work on it and try to understand. First, I would like to hear what you understand. So, وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّ. What is this kursi? I'm not going into classical discussions, because classical discussions are perfect within their own context, within their own time. But let's come to our time and see how it we can utilize from this verse. وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّ. His throne extends over, covers everything, heaven and earth. In the Quran represents what? You must have known, huh?
The universe.
Whole universe. So his throne, whatever it is, وَسِعَ, it means encompasses, extends, encompasses. وَسِعَ. وَسِعَ is so wide. So to وَسِعَ means really to encompass everything. So is kursi in the universe. What is it? Kursi. Comment? There's a comment. Oh, okay, let me see. Does he wills refers to the one who wants to know his Rabbi. No. Not necessarily. Not that. Look, we have to understand this method. There's a problem here. But thank you very much for writing. Don't feel that I'm criticizing so that, I shouldn't say anything. No, that is very important. If somebody wants to understand his Rabb, his owner, his master, who is taking care of him, who created him, many meanings. Rabb has many meanings. So different roots of the Rabb is, you may say from, it is the root word is Rabba or Rabba. So Rabba. So depending, it's many meanings. We are not studying linguistics. So his owner, let's say, owner, maintainer, sustainer, who sustains you in your existence? The one, but whoever it is. If I want to know my Rabb, what does it mean? I have somehow knowledge of him. So I know. Why do I need to know? But Rabb usually, in the sense that we studied earlier on, maybe a month or so earlier, huwa. We say that, look, how come I exist? Right? It's a good question. How come I exist? When I start reasoning about it, there must be something. So I can refer to this or to this. Most of the people, what do? Nowadays, we are referring the verses, we are studying the verses, how it makes sense within the context of this century. So nowadays, what we do, let me investigate the universe and find out who, or how it came into existence. and how it works. Nowadays, people study it for not philosophical purposes, but it is for technical purposes and practical purposes. But how can I benefit from it and make something new so that I can make money? That is different. Of course, what we do is investigate the creation or the things, let's use a secular language here. Investigate the things in the universe. They call it nature. I don't know what it means, silly, really. But the things themselves, all right? When we study it, I found something that, it works like this. It means whoever or whatever it is, it made these things, made it in this way. Of course, it is what? It is knowledge. It is his knowledge. So according to his knowledge, he made it. Of course, we are studying knowledge. Of course, according to his power, he gave existence. According to his wisdom, he gave existence. There are many aspects of it, all the qualities of its maker, in this case, the one who created the universe, manifesting itself. But we are now seeing as a human being, not as a believer, first. So that if we have enough evidence, we will be a believer in the Creator. Yep, that is the result. That is not the pre-accepted thing. So when I study, I found out that the things are made in such a meaningful way. What does it mean? Meaningful way, wisely. What does it mean? The one who does, the one who is the source of existence of this universe must be a wise one, knowledgeable one. If he didn't have knowledge, he wouldn't be able to do anything, makes sense and works. So can you say that the engineer of this machine has no knowledge? Impossible. Yeah. So that is what we do, we discover. Now the problem is, here, as our friend said, how can I explain this knowledge happening in the existence of the things? Can I refer it to thing itself, matter itself, accident? That is what we have to think about it. But to be honest, a human being can understand that while studying this machine, for example, computer, they can easily understand, any human being can easily understand that every single piece is arranged by the one who designed the whole computer. Because everything is located in such a way that it will work with the rest of the parts of the machine. That is how human brain works. So, as the Quran says, Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illahu. He is his God who is the one, only one, apart from him, nothing apart from him, nothing of the part of this universe, nothing of the part of this machine can be the designer of the whole machine. It looks like a bit speaking in a twisted way, but reasoning in a twisted way. But this is the only way that we can really have an understanding of the Creator in a negating way. By negating it, that there is nothing in the universe can be the source of existence of this piece of the universe. That is what everything reveals it. So the universe is designed and created in such a way that whoever designed the whole universe must be the one who designed this piece there. That is very human. I'm very comfortable about it. I'm not being trying always to be not biased. So I'm not being biased. So that is my full conviction. That is the conviction. that we need to have confidence in our belief. Otherwise, we cannot really say that I am a Muslim, I believe in God, so I have to understand God. If you believe in God, you understood already. You should have understood it before, so that you are speaking, I'm trying to understand God. But it helped us, this subject, to understand this kursi. What is kursi? In the Quran, in this verse says, oh, samawat ard. It means universe, you said. Yeah. Universe. Universe is his kursi. And his kursi encompasses each and single being part of the universe. Okay. His let's say kursi.
Universe or kursi is universe?
No, sorry, kursi is not the universe.
Okay.
But kursi represents what?
As control.
Control. What else? Power, dominion, authority. You mean by dominion, authority over it. What else?
Ownership.
Sorry? Ownership, exactly. Thank you. So giving existence, creating, and making the things beautiful. Yeah. For example, beautifying it, making it in a symmetrical, so that you cannot say, this it developed by itself this way, this one accidentally developed this way. No, symmetrical. And also complementary. Each piece is contradictory, but complementary. So the universe is not like the machine. It is very interesting, but it needs a very, very serious scientific study. This subject, this point. Everything has two poles, two sides. But the simple example, the simplest example is men and women. Now, in order to regenerate, the living beings have two complementary but not the same, contradicting but complementary. Without the other perfectly fitting to the other, they cannot generate plants, all animals, and everything. This is the whole structure of the, if you like, this gravity. The universe is, how do you say, the skeleton of the gravity. The skeleton of the universe is gravity. Gravity doesn't exist. But be careful. There is no universe and there is a gravity here so that you can put together. No. The way the universe is arranged in a contradictory way, one of them is really attracting, the other one is repulsion, contradictory, and at the end, balance is created. Complementary. So this way shows that whoever arranged it demonstrates that he is the one, as brother said, the one who created it, demonstrated his infinite power. The universe is continuously changing. And infinite knowledge, every single means perfectly fit in it. And everything is for a purpose, wise, in a wisdom way, wisely way is created. Look, what we see that whatever the quality we discover, as we said, from his knowledge, by studying the way he creates, the quality we discover from the way they are given existence, we are in fact being the master, sustaining it, and wisely arranging it, putting it in a purposeful way, and sustaining, changing it, but it's another contradiction, but complementing. Look, our creation, our existence is continuously changing. But when I change it, when I see the change, I don't see any disorder. Yeah, the way you change it, there is no disorder. Smoothly sustaining its existence, it's so amazing. There is no break, sustaining it, but every moment a different creation. Every moment a different creation. But slightly different, smoothly. We are not shocked. For example, one day I came here, desert in front of me. No, everywhere is sand. The second day, oh, everywhere is like an Amazon, how do you say, this forests. No surprise. Orderly, very familiar way. So it is perfectly arranged, the way it is created, so perfectly arranged that we even don't notice that it is changing. We don't notice. But it is changing. When we have a larger time gap, I am older than you, my friend. So white hair, but doesn't matter. I don't have even white. So I am older than. So do you remember your youth days? Youth days when you are young. Were you the same? How did you change? One night suddenly, or gradually? Even you didn't notice. I didn't notice. That's, I know your feeling. So I didn't notice. Yep. But we are continuously changed. Change, but not disorderly change. Arranged perfectly. Perfect. So what we see the universe is where he manifests, puts his kursi, throne everywhere. It means his throne is not independent of the universe is here and there is something on top of it. No, there is no such thing. But within the existence of the universe itself, you see something is manifesting as mirror is manifesting. But as mirror example, as mirror is manifesting. So can I say you something? Oh, a book. And what makes a book? Paper, but knowledge is manifested in it in the writing. Can I say that the author's knowledge, his throne of knowledge, is encompassing all the book? What did you understand? Do you see book and something else on it? No, so it's not, there is no need to argue that through the kursi we cannot imagine. No. The more you study the universe, the more you discover what is manifested in it, and this manifested thing, manifested in it, the qualities, demonstrates the authority over the universe. It means universe exists just because his creator said it should be like this. That is my choice. Got it? There is no need to argue but this ayat mutashabi or muhkam, there's no need to argue. There is no way to argue it with the mutashabi or, I mean, I don't, but I respect people argued about it. Of course in their time, but now it is obvious. It is obvious that we can understand now. Are you comfortable with kursi? So don't say that, oh, it is something we don't know its essence. As if there is above the universe, on top of the universe somewhere, something there that we use our telescopes and we cannot see it. There's nothing. So I can say the ability of the engineering ability is the computer of the engineer is saying that my authority of engineership is covering every part of the computer. Correct? Did you get the idea? My authority of the engineering is covering every part of over every part of the computer. Yeah. Every part says, hey, my owner is the one who owns who is the designer or engineer of the universe. Got it? Engineer of the computer. My owner is, or whatever the quality you see in the machine says, this quality is the kursi of my engineer. He is demonstrating himself on it. That is why we have to say that وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ عَلَى السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. No, he doesn't say this. Ala means upon, on. No. وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ, his authority covers, his kursi covers, not on everything. That is the language also says, hey, don't look another entity above the universe. Right? It's clear, beautiful. I really feel satisfied, first of all, or admire the language, the way it is constructed.
So I could also read this as, and the demonstration of his abilities is shown throughout the universe, like shown through the universe.
Yeah. All through the universe was the best word, yeah. Not above the universe.
Throughout the universe.
Yeah, everywhere is nothing but his demonstration. So we cannot say universe is his kursi, but the way the universe exists demonstrates his authority, that this universe is only under his authority, under his creatorship, under his knowledge, manifestation of knowledge. That's where the knowledge of the author is manifested in the book. Yeah, but not about the book. Book is not the author. Don't confuse. And also, without the author's knowledge covering or encompassing the book, this paper cannot be a book. Do you understand? It's so clear. Very, very easy to understand it, but don't really condition yourself. Argue about arsh, kursi of the words. They keep saying, no, we don't understand. Whatever it is. No, there is no such thing. That manifested qualities of the Creator. Inshallah. Let's finish this today. وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا, the Ayatul Kursi, inshallah, and then we will stop. So we gave the break for prayer, so we are making it up, inshallah. وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا, and حفظ محافظة, it's a preservation of them. Them means حفظهما سماوات and earth. It means universe, okay? وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حفظ الكائنات. Okay, مكونات, you can call it in Arabic if you understand, is make noun. So, preservation of the heavens and the earth, both of them, doesn't tire him, which means doesn't cause, however it is big. For example, we use human capacity as the criterion. Yeah, human capacity, what does the human capacity do? I can do something because my capacity is limited. But it is very simple. Don't take it simple. It is very crucial. It's theologically, it's very crucial. If something is limited, as it comes to its limitations, then it becomes harder. For example, simple example, human being. My power is limited. That's why I can lift 1 kilo, 1 pound. I can lift, I think if I force myself, 40 pounds, 50 pounds. When it comes to 100 pounds, I can't. It is the more, the heavier, more difficult. That is why tiring infers that the source is limited. But the source is so huge, doesn't matter. That is why we have to say infinite. We have to say absolute. Why? If I say Allah's power is beyond everything, huge, huge, huge. No, doesn't help me. However big number you can think of it, limited. The big, you cannot explain the power of the Creator with, of course, we will prove that, or no, logically prove that. We cannot explain the power of the Creator with any number. It cannot be represented by number. So we have to say infinite. Infinite means not that I cannot get end of it. Be careful. Infinite doesn't mean the mathematicians use it. I cannot get the end of it. It goes infinity, they say. No, not in this sense. Absolute. It means it cannot be explainable with numbers. Now, not that I cannot find the number, right? It cannot be explained. Forget about bothering about the number. Yeah?
Yeah, you were talking about symmetry earlier.
So,
this verse speaks to the second verse. And the first verse to the last verse, the third verse to the sixth verse. So this refers to back to the second verse of Ayatul Kursi.
وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا? Yeah?
Yeah,
You mean
get
this?
tired or go to sleep.
Sorry?
The second verse of Ayatul Kursi.
Second verse, but what do you mean by verse? With ayah?
The ayah,
Yes,
yes.
ayah.
Exactly.
So second ayah means
So there's a symmetry between this ayah and the second ayah of Ayatul Kursi.
I think you mean by second part of Ayatul Kursi.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Of course, it explains further, step by step, step by step, step by step. So his kursi, his throne is everywhere in the universe. Whatever you see, his throne. But at the same time, it means he demonstrates his qualities there. So now we are studying separately, and then we will combine it. What is the importance of this word? وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا. There is no such thing tiring. What does it mean? It is not the subject, but you cannot talk about the creator of the universe with a quality of tiring. It means, as you cannot describe the qualities of the creator with any number, so it means you cannot imagine it with a limitation, so it is coming to the limit. For example, you are, let's say you are driving a car, okay? And the more you press on the gas pedal, faster, and then stops, and then it cannot go further. It is tiring for it, limited. Yep.
The demonstration of his abilities is limitless.
Which one?
The
Visibility?
demonstration of the creator's abilities is limitless.
Abilities? Let's see this way now. This way. Oh, be patient with me, because we are going step by step. I look at the creation. What do I see in the creation? One single piece, two single piece, doesn't matter regardless. Everything is continuously renewing, being renewed, because I cannot renew myself. If I was, I wouldn't change it. I would keep young. So everything is renewed in such a way that every piece of the universe is renewed at the same time. The whole order of the universe is changed at the same time, but different, but order is the perfect. But I have been experiencing it. People have been experiencing it for 14 billion years, they say, physicists. There is no, but you know, this is an age where we see that the universe could not really sustain its order perfectly. No, every moment its existence is perfect and giving existence in a perfect way. It means there is no tiring. But if there is no tiring, what it means? There is no limit. It means limitless. If it was huge, but at the end limited, it would be tiring. So this is a very secretive way of saying that the universe is a witness to its creator, that everything belongs to him, from him, everything is from him, and at the same time, who is he? He is, the word says nothing tires him, but it means he is absolute. Nothing tires him means he must be absolute. Why? If it wasn't absolute, he would be getting tired and tired. The creation, sustaining the existence of the universe, more and more difficult. And the universe is expanding. And in expansion, there is no difficulties. New galaxies are giving existence, no difficulties. Old galaxies are dying, no difficulties. With no difficulty, what does it mean? No change. I mean, the way it is created is not really slowing down and less perfect, a little bit complicated. No, definitely not. Got it? Definitely not. So, وَلَا يَؤُودُ حِفْظُهُمَا, we shouldn't say only, to protect or the preservation of the universe is not tiring for him. No. No. It doesn't prove, it doesn't confirm belief. It is based on, this understanding is just based on pre-accepted, biased belief. But we are here in this age, we have to prove it. Did you get it? So inshallah we can move, and it has been a bit late. Last piece, وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. At the end, look, we have 10 verses within one verse. 10 pieces within one verse. Now, 9 verse, step by step, introduced God to us. That is the result now. That means, come on, let's accept and confirm this. He is Ali, he is Azim. He is exalted, he is supreme. That's what I can say. He is beyond imagination. He cannot be comprehended. Yeah, but his existence is so obvious, so that whole universe with it is all simplest, smallest piece witnesses his absoluteness. So let's assume that he is beyond everything, and he is beyond everything big that we can imagine. Big power, no. It's beyond everything. That is why, be careful here. وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ. So the heart of the prayer says, when you make prostration, Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, you are just declaring this conclusion. And when you bow, Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, you are just declaring this quality there. Be careful when you are praying. Oh, that is the conclusion of the throne verse. Ayatul Kursi. وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. It means we are expected to experience all the information we learned from this really Ayatul Kursi. That is the heart of the Quran, really, or Quran's presentation of Allah, God, the Creator. That is summarizes everything. La ilaha illallah. It's really, so you are really concluding this, and this conclusion you are presented to God, you and I, while we are praying, Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, Subhana Rabbiyal A'la in our prayer. وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. It's so wise. So we understand that. What is this? All Ayatul Kursi means accept this. This is your reality. Don't be obstinate. Don't be prejudiced. Relax. Your owner is the owner of the universe, and he is absolute in all his qualities. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry. Just submit yourself to him. Say, I am your work. I am your guest in this world, and I acknowledge you. That is what I am. That is what Islam is all about, submission. Submission. Yes?
I was going to ask, so is this is the key message of the Quran entirely? This Ayat al-Kursi is the key message of the
But
Quran?
as far as the Tawheed teaching is concerned,
Okay.
yeah, Tawheed side of it. Of course, there are other Quran's missions, many missions Quran is really performing, but Tawheed is the heart of the matter of the Quran, and Ayatul Kursi is really summarizing it perfectly and concluding it. I surrender. Well, I surrender. I cannot say anything else. I have no other option for an excuse not to submit myself to him. That's the declaration of surrendering of human beings. Must be. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة السر سورة الفاتحة. Inshallah, I'll see you next Tuesday. Inshallah. في إمان الله والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Thank you.